Out drunk and asleep.
October 4th,
One Mr. Stuttering, John Melendez. John, how are you? Sorry to disturb your sleep.
Okay, so John's doing his bit where he's pretending that he's sleeping, which nobody sleeps with their arm up. Your arm would fall immediately if you're unconscious.
Although if someone did, it would probably be him. He's got the claw.
That's true. And Rob actually, for once, and I'm going to point out how unprofessional Rob is during this segment, Rob, for once, actually had a semi-pro talk-up, an introduction, and Stuttering John, everybody. And John just had to go through with this stupid bit. And Rob's not enjoying this at all. It does not pay off. But, of course, there's going to be a lot of fake
Nobody is.
laughter, and they're going to pretend that this worked out really well.
Wake up, sir. Maybe the sound of applause will do it. Is he doing his sleeping bit?
The retarded guy thinks this is entertainment. Another trainable at work who can't be trained.
He sure is.
Hey, Johnny, what's up, buddy? How are you?
He should have just bailed. He should have just...
When he laughs like that, he looks like a drunken, homeless retard. Sorry, I don't mean to insult retarded people, but he is. He is stunted mentally. And physically, actually. This is entertainment, folks. 30 years in the business. Look what he can do. Wow.
Taking him off screen and segueing into something else. That would have been funny. But no, Rob needs John on this show so badly. We're going to find out that Rob's going to make a ton of money on this stream because John's on there. And I want to point out, I have this clip. We'll get it on your board, producer Chris. This is Rob's fake laugh. It happens a lot when he's talking to Stuttering John.
I'm like...
Listen for that. That's when Rob does not think anything remotely funny just happened, but wants to pretend that it did because John's his buddy.
Also, he does his cartoon laugh.
And now, John has never been on Rob's show before. This is the first time. And they had just done a show together that afternoon when Rob was on John's show. And so, get ready for the first interview question from Rob Saul, who finally gets his big get, John, on his show.
Okay, well...
Our soul?
John, how have you been since I last seen you a couple hours ago?
I've been good. I went to the pub for a little while, but I knew I had this fucking schedule, so...
The schedule.
So I actually curtailed the beer
Let's count fucks.
count. I was like, okay.
I know.
Let me keep it to just a very small number, like 15. So I'm happy that I'm here with all of you. And Rob, I'm happy to...
You might think he's joking, but 15 is average. Over 30 years, look what it did to him. 40 years, maybe.
finally do your show.
Old Itchy Palms is back. It's been a while since we've seen old Itchy Palms. He doesn't drink on the show anymore. That's when his palms get real itchy. So the first question was, how have you been? Good stuff, Rob. Yeah, I know we just talked a few hours ago. How you been, John? You think John's dynamite personality is going to take over and save your show after that?
Yeah, why does he want him on the show?
I'll tell you why.
All right, okay,
My next clip explains it. John doesn't just show up and bring the energy and entertainment like we're seeing right now. He also brings the eyeballs and the viewers.
All right, well, there you go. And not Jimmy Stewart, $5. I am a Nergo.
He's an ergo. I don't know what that means,
Well, there was a baseball league a long time ago, but okay.
but he is. And I love not Jimmy Stewart, and I see Reverend Billy, my man, here.
See? He brings people over to the point where he can name them one by one. It's so pathetic that this is where we've gotten to in John's life, where he's like, hey, I recognize that guy. There's another guy chatting that I've seen before. Look at me. I'm bringing over all these viewers onto your show, Rob. You're welcome.
Here's Jody B's Cash App.
Yeah, right. So there's some super chats that come up that are hilarious. And these are the super chats that wouldn't come up on John's show, but Rob just puts them up, and it's fun.
DK $4.99. I'm at Harvard's Parents Weekends. I'll get a pic with gay Oscar, so you remembered what he looked.
So it says, I'm at Harvard Parents Weekend. I'll get a pic with gay Oscar, so you remember what he looks like, you deadbeat dad.
This is sorry about that.
Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry
I had
about
no idea what it said before I put it on the screen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, whoops. Oh, my bad. Oh, boy.
So having never seen Rob's show before.
Yeah.
He learned that from John. I just read him. I don't look at him first.
I probably never will, other than this. Does he usually get super chats at all?
Not many.
Okay.
He asks people to super chat him and insult him. He's trying to get the same business model as Stuttering John.
Right.
And people are like, no, fuck you. You're asking for it.
Yep.
Then no. But this is not even a show. It's a show about what they're doing. That's the show. So they never really do a segment or have a discussion. There's one attempt at it at one point. I'll play that for you. But for the most part, it's just like, can you believe I'm here? I'm doing your show? Yeah, man, you're on my show. I've been wanting to do my show. Yeah, well, here I am doing your show. Cool, man. Hey, there's a super chat. That's a guy watching my show right now. Yeah, everyone's on the show watching the show. It's not a show. You fucking assholes. But the reason why we're here celebrating is because it's a big weekend for my buddy John Melendez.
I promised Rob I would do it. I said I'd be half in the bag, so I was completely accurate.
I'm not even a quarter in the bag. I'm trying to get my neighbor to.
But it's my birthday weekend.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Duke.
It's my birthday weekend, said the
Like all 12-year-olds.
59-year-old adult man. It's birthday weekend.
That's like a 24-year-old woman saying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I wonder, has he ever talked to a 24-year-old woman? Maybe he got that from somewhere. Maybe he learned more from Kate than Kate did from him.
He's better than Zumag. He had a birthday week, so.
Oh, God. It's fucking dorks.
I know.
It's because they have nothing going on. I don't give a shit about my birthday because every day is like an amazing day for me. I have a great life. So I don't care about birthdays. But guys like this, they're just like, today's going to be the day that it's going to be a good day. I'm going to make some super chats. People are going to respect me.
It's my birthday. I'll drink some beer. Surprise.
I'm going to get some well-wishes.
Half in the bag, he says. He's never half out of the bag. Shopping bag, homeless.
From people for once.
Cards with cash in them.
That'd be nice.
Those type of people are they're the fucking worst. They always find a way to wedge it into the conversation.
Yes.
Well, since today's my birthday, I'm gonna. Are you gonna sweep this up or not? Fuck, I don't care.
Well, you know what?
Everywhere John goes, he wedges in. I was on Howard Stern's show. I was on a Leno show. I'm famous. I'm a celebrity.
I would, but my birthday's coming up, and we're gonna be got a lot going on for that. So this guy, the final boss, gets a link, and he shows up on the show. And the final boss is just like a fan. He's never been on the show before, but I think he super chats or something. And John's like, "Wow, the final boss is here," and this is where things get very pathetic, and you actually start to feel bad for John.
Never.
All right, Duke, I'm going to peace out. It was nice seeing you. I'll let you interview with Rob. Thank you.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Where do you live?
I don't know if I want to divulge that on this.
No, what state?
What's your social security number?
Between New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. I'll let you guess.
All right. Well, the next time I'm in New York, let's hang.
Yeah, I'm down. Well, put it this way: my girlfriend is from the island, so next time you're home.
There we go. And I'm going.
Hey, final boss. If you go see him, it's going to cost you money. You're going to pay for the beer and everything else.
Back there soon.
Sounds good,
Because
dude.
as you know, the Yankees are in the playoffs, so I might be going back to New York later.
All right, let's go. It sounds great.
If you're shopping for a home, you could browse who wants to hang out with this random guy the next time he's in New York. He is so lonely. It's gotten to a point even he can't believe.
Yeah.
So the
guy's like, all right,
funny
I'll
part
get out of here.
about that was that the random guy was like, "No, I mean I'm fine."
Yeah. The guy's just like, you don't even know where I live. I'm just happy to be on the show. All right, take it easy. Well, we should hang out sometime. Okay.
Yeah, and his gestures and body language said he'd had enough of this show.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Oh, he literally was like, yeah, guys, I'll go. And John's like, no, hold on a second. You want to buy me a beer sometime? Because you know it's going to be like, you're hanging with the Duke. You're probably going to want to buy and show off your wealth for the Duke.
Right. I'd buy, but I don't want to take that away from you.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. This whole thing with the title of his car. You're following this, right, Doug?
I am not.
Okay. So John got pulled over. He doesn't have his registration up to date because he didn't renew it, and he has to get it registered in Florida. But in order to get his registration, he needs the title to his car, which Vegas Beer Sales Jerry has. And so John was on his show going, you got to mail me the title to my car. I'll give you the money. I promise I'll give you the money. So it was obviously collateral for money that was lent to him when he was in Vegas, which I'm guessing
exactly
was at a blackjack table or something. Because we heard about this at Anthony Cumia's house where they're playing poker and he sends the guy who he's with to go to the ATM to take out not John's money, but his money to give him money so he can continue.
No, he tells him, Mike, take me to the ATM. When he gets there, he tells him to take his money out. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have his card. He went with him like he was going to take his money out. He's such a cheapskate. He did it at Stern. He borrowed from the garage attendants. He wouldn't pay the cabbies. He had to run upstairs and borrow from Grillo. Oh, I forgot my wallet. Constantly. And Artie said constantly he had to buy him lunch because he didn't bring his wallet.
To play poker. I guarantee the same thing's happening at the blackjack table in Vegas. So at least Jerry's smart enough to be like, all right, but I need some collateral for this. And so John can't even get his car registered now because Jerry's not even returning his phone calls. He just wants his money.
Jerry doesn't even want that fucking piece of shit car.
Who would want that piece
A few months ago. Oh, October 4th.
of shit car? You're better off with a new Honda than a 2006 Mercedes C-Class. All right, so this is another super chat that comes in that John does not like.
Yeah, there's people. Duke John Skimpy Halloween hand $2. Slow adult. Why not visit kids instead of buying a boat? Stop it. Any response to
Why
that?
do you keep putting the kid shit up there?
The kids. I know. It's oh my God.
Listen to how drunk he sounds.
Listen, I'm going through as fast as I can, but you put up some horrible shit about me on yours.
Yeah, but you deserve it.
Oh, but you deserve it. Rob's so used to just reacting to John with laughs. Why do you keep putting kid shit up? Yeah, kid shit. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that was very rude. About your family while you're buying a boat. You don't see your kids ever. That's a good point. Whoops.
I like how all these retards act like you can't see what comment you're getting ready to put on the screen.
There's no way to read ahead, Doug. I mean, it's impossible. You know how many words that was, that super chat? Almost a dozen. How could he possibly know? All right. So we're 20 minutes in at this point. Rob.
Look at John. A specimen of perfect humanity. A genetically superior human. Look at him. He has the nerve to say things about Anthony Cumia, Kevin Brennan, Casey Armstrong, to make fun of their looks. He's got a lot of nerve.
Rob has read maybe 10 super chats. Every single super chat is $2 or $5. He's averaging probably $2.50 a super chat. And then he says this.
There you go. I think I've already made more tonight than I've made this week in the first 20 minutes with the Duke on the show. Look at that. The Duke delivering.
My word is my bond.
Yes.
Rob might be the worst broadcaster in all of the Dabbleverse, and I'm including Joey C in that. He can't put...
But you're not including John, I hope. Because John is even worse. My word is my bond. You have no word and no bond. Nobody will give you a bond. If you get to jail, you're going to be stuck in there. No bond.
2 or 3 words together without an I think that's the most money we've made.
And more obnoxious than Aaron holding himself is Rob always doing this.
He's looking at his phone. He's picking up his phone. He's doing this. There was a quick thing that happened in an earlier...
He does a Stevie Wonder head tilt. Constantly in motion. I get seasick from watching him.
clip.
I think he's got Tourette's.
And we're going to learn more about it. Rob's all out of alcohol in his house. And John's getting drunk. So Rob's like, well, I want to be getting drunk. So he called his neighbor on the phone during the show and said, hey, man, will you make a run to the liquor store? I'll give you my credit card. And then he doesn't hear back for a little while. and eventually he gets pissed off because the neighbor isn't calling back.
This is very John-like.
Yeah, look at this.
And my neighbor called. He said, "You ready to go to the liquor store?" I asked him earlier. I'm like, "Can I give you my credit card?" And he says, "I'll call you back." Now I don't hear from him. Listen, I just can't walk out on an interview. We finally got the Duke.
You can? Because not long after that, he does just that.
Come get my card.
Well, I told you, Rob, I haven't done a drunk show in a long time, but because you changed the time to 8, I was like, all right, I'll do it, because,
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
The word is you drink all day, you go to bed drunk, roll out of bed, hangover, drinking all that water, and do your show, then start drinking. Typical drunk who won't acknowledge that he has a problem. Too bad.
Let me unlock my door so he could come. Where is it?
So now he has to get up and walk away from his own show so that he can unlock his door and...
Just what John does. Randomly gets up and walks away. Answers the door for food delivery. Goes in the bathroom and sneaks a couple of snorts. Whatever. He does it all the time.
Put his credit card near there so his neighbor can come over and grab it.
look at all these people.
Your phone might have hidden viruses and spyware.
Watch out.
At least he has a credit card.
Now the dogs are going nuts.
What happened?
Door unlocked.
Now he's texting his neighbor to let him know he can come over.
This is not a show.
All right, sorry about that. I'm trying to get.
Oh, my neck, my man.
Hash up, dogs. Hash up. Yeah, been too long. We have John here.
All right, do you guys want to find out what his order was?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
It's a 6-pack.
It's actually more depressing than that, if you can believe it. Check this out. This is amazing.
Muscatel.
Hard cider.
3 of those big white claws. Blood orange are in they're in the freezer, like the single section. Single ones? Yeah. And then give me $3.99 peanut butter. And get yourself something too. Thank you. There you go.
What the fuck did you just order?
Yeah, even Sean is appalled.
Some big white, just here, some shots and a couple 8%ers of.
So, I'm familiar with 99 bananas, right? And I thought he said 99 peanut butter.
He said $3.99, so it's probably a little novelty bottle of that peanut butter whiskey.
Holy shit! Because when he said peanut butter, I'm like, Rob, that's the dog jokes. You can't say peanut butter. Everyone's gonna make the joke and the connection there. And I couldn't figure out, is that what he's drinking? All right, I gotta back this up. This is an insane. This is a poor person order right here. 3 single White Claws from the cooler, and then 3 shots or a $3.99 bottle.
3 of those big white claws. Blood orange are in they're in the freezer, like the single section. Single ones? Yeah. And then give me $3.99 peanut butter. And get yourself some.
$3.99 peanut butter.
It could be 99-cent shots, so 3 of those.
Yes, it could very well be the 99-cent airplane bottles of the cheapest shit possible.
Right.
Wow.
And big time. Get yourself something too.
Shit that kids wouldn't drink.
That's crazy.
All right.
Mr. Whippet would drink it.
Thank you. There you go.
What the fuck did you just order?
Even John's clowning him for this. I like it. Just tell him to get a 12-pack. What are you doing?
Just some big white. Just here.
Here's $100. Surprise me.
Wow. I mean, let's not get crazy.
So the best part of that was when he said, and get yourself something, but get it out of the bargain bin. Get it out of the bargain bin.
Yeah, he literally just put in an order that's $10 maybe back. Get yourself something nice too. All right, cool. We need some Tito's. If that's fine, I get a handle of Tito's.
Whoa.
Get yourself whatever you want up to $1.
Whoa.
Some shots and a couple 8%ers of the White Claw. That's good for my belly to where I don't gain weight. It doesn't have as much carbs and sugar as the beer. You know, yeah, I'm trying to keep in shape like the Duke. You know.
Yeah, look at that sweaty fat face. The Duke's in shape, all right. If shape means misshapen.
This is getting depressing.
The blind leading the bland.
This is getting depressing right here. Okay, so he's very excited to have people watching his show. Finally, he can't believe it's going on.
We're winding in at almost 200 tonight.
There you go. I told you.
Almost 200. We're winding in. Never heard that phrase before. Let's hear that again.
John's been averaging 245, 250 the last week. He's dropping off viewers like crazy.
The shit you haven't.
Let's chew the shit.
We're winding in at almost 200 tonight.
There you go. I told you.
We're winding in at almost 200. Mumble.
John's hammered it. He's making more sense than Rob.
I'm telling you, Rob has to be. Something must have happened to him because he used to be on the radio. I swear, he's told me this. I don't know if he's lying.
We're finding all these people that
What's
had brain
going on?
damage.
Yes.
He's going to be on Head Games.
He's welcome to join Head Games with Ray DeVito and Frenchie Hanna, our new breakthrough game show. It's going to be amazing. All right.
Are you getting ready to move on from Stuttering John?
I have a few more clips.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you could go back to the clip where he was, the Rob guy was talking about how much he's made in Super Chat so far.
Yes.
So as you said, when you were introducing it, they'd been going for about 20 minutes and he's made about $25, something like that.
Correct.
I want you to focus on John's face. If you can zoom in on it, that'd be great. But you would think that Rob is telling him, this is the guy that donated $100,000 to save my wife's kidneys or something. if you look at his face, he looks like, oh, gee, Willikers, you don't have to do this.
There you go. I think I've already made more tonight than I've made this week in the first 20 minutes with the Duke on the show. Look at that. The Duke delivering.
My word is my bond.
Yes.
Yeah, there he's just like, oh, stop it. Stop.
He's always looking for women. Do you think any woman would be interested in that? That voice and that look and that sweat and that smell? Greasy? Good luck.
I'm not here for the recognition. Don't worry about it, man.
Why is his hand
You
always up?
earned it. I don't know. Is it a circulation thing?
But that would make it worse.
It's very uncomfortable looking. I don't understand that thing. All right, so John has a heart
That's
out.
going to be his co-host soon.
Everything he does is wrong.
Yeah,
waiting for
if this is
Dookie to
Rocco,
go
I'd
over it.
understand. He's used to having Dookie on there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. John has a hard out at 9 o'clock. So the show started at 8. He's got to get out of there by 9. And
He has a hard out because he can't get a hard on. Dick pills is what he needs. Mr. Virile.
let's find out why.
9 o'clock is my hard out, though.
Oh, you're out at 9 o'clock.
Well, Rob,
Jesus, Rob can't get one sentence out without all of these pauses and stammers and uhs and ahs.
And he's just rewording what the man just said.
Right.
It's fucking retarded.
Why is this difficult to do? Listen to this again.
9 o'clock is my hard out, though.
Oh, you're out at 9 o'clock.
Well, Rob, I do have like a lot of great sports right now.
I think Saul has Tourette's.
We got the
Why do you have a hard out at 9? I have a lot of great sports right now. John, you got to go back to doing your show on your hammer. This is so much more fun.
And as soon as he was given the reason, Rob, go back and watch Rob. He didn't give a shit what John had to say. He just picked up his phone and started texting again.
Oh, yeah, he does this nonstop because
That's good. He learned that from John.
he's jonesing for that liquor he needs to get, those White Claws he needs so badly. So he's constantly fidgeting and worrying about that.
I do have like a lot of great sports right now. We got the Falcons playing the Buccaneers, and we got the Mets.
This is a guy who has no life. This is what's important to him. Unbelievable. What a maroon.
I don't want to say I hope they lose. I actually hope they win.
Who cares?
What is the score of the Mets game, Rob? Does anybody know?
Let me see.
You
Hey
got-
Siri.
What were those words? Does Enby know? Is Enby here?
Does anybody know?
Let me see.
And me.
Hey Siri. What's the score of the Mets game?
The Mets-Brewers game is scoreless in the bottom of the 5th inning in Game 3 of the wild card.
Jesus, see, that's exciting, Rob. That's called drama in the truest form.
I mean, that's
What
a
an
level
idiot.
of drunk and stupid we have not heard in some time out of Stuttering John.
Yeah, he sounds
Jesus,
juicier than ever.
Yeah, it's juicy. It's wet. Everything about this is wet. His brain, his mouth, the microphone.
This is what's important to him. He was IRS 100,000. He bailed out of his apartment in California and ran away, and was getting thrown out. And this is what's important to him. Priority. His kids won't talk to him. His ex-wife hates him. He lies about everything. And his priority is beer and sports, which he can't play or afford to go to.
Jesus, see, that's exciting, Rob. That's called drama in the truest form.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck with your ass.
And you're a drama queen, so you should know.
Well, listen. Look at it. Look at this beautiful man on there. At least you're not with Carl. Rapsol's not going to get any women.
Ooh, that hurt him.
I've not been brought up one time, and he immediately goes to that. Rob Saul is so butthurt that I said that he's an incel.
Yeah.
It obviously hit very close to home for him because he brings this up a lot. I have a clip coming up where he's very upset with me about this. And Rob Saul says tons of shit about me and my wife, and we don't get upset because none of it's true. So we don't give a shit because it's just Rob Saul trying to hurt our feelings, and it doesn't work. All I said was that Rob will never get a girl again, and he's very upset about it, and I think I'm living rent-free somewhere that I don't want to be. And Rob is poor. This is proof of that.
You say John doesn't pay me. This is a payment right here already. I'm making some coin tonight, and God knows, John. You know our conversations off air. I fucking need it.
And now
Look at that twitching head. Tourette's. And coin, definitely some coins.
Yeah. God knows. This is a guy who takes public transportation to his bartending job and then brags about having a career. I'm one of the guys with a career in this Dabbleverse. I have a job. I take a bus to a casino and do a daytime bartending shift. And then he admits right there he's poor.
He does a lot more than Stuttering Moron does.
Right.
$25 is a big deal to him. This is life-changing for him.
So he brings on this loser that brings his insulting trolls over, and it's
Yep.
It is for John, too, but he won't admit it.
win.
Oh, this is totally a win. Now, I mentioned this show isn't actually a show. It's just these two guys talking about how they're talking to each other. Hey, you see this? We're talking to each other. Yeah, we are. Look at I'm over here. You're over there. We're both on the screen together.
2 hours ago, we were talking to each other on a different
I'm over here now.
channel.
Right,
This is
remember
me,
that?
huh?
That's pretty cool. Look at us now over here now. Finally, we get into the show content of the show. This is exciting. Rob's talking about his favorite Howard Stern show lineup, and John interjects here just to keep the conversation going.
Robin, Fred, Jackie, and Billy. That's the crew.
I'll tell you, Rob, if you had to choose between the Who and the Stones, who will you choose?
All right.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know, I decided it was the best when it was Billy West and Robin and Jackie and Fred.
That's how drunk John is.
That's how drunk he is. I'll
Jimi Hendrix or the Allman Brothers. Stupid.
tell you. He started the question with, I'll tell you, Rob. I'll tell you, Rob. He's looking up to the ceiling.
Crew.
I'll tell you, Rob, if you had to choose between the Who and the Stones, who will you choose?
I'll tell you.
Good stuff, John. You're killing it out here.
It really just comes down to your feelings on Bon Scott or Brian Jones.
It's not that he's drunk, it's that he's stupid. He's got holes in his brain from whippets, 40 years of beer drinking daily, every day, his rest of his whole life, and stupidity that he was born with. 70 IQ, I say.
It really is how everything is.
It's incredible. All right, I have one more clip on here because Rob's watching, and this is the second time they've done this. So Rob's on John's show, and they're watching the clip where I call out Rob for being an incel and not being able to get any girls and knowing that. So for some reason, John's torturing with this again because he hated it the first time. But John's playing it again, and this is Rob's big comeback.
I'm sure she would love for a guy like me to pay attention to her.
He's talking about my wife, Jen. So what they're looking at right now, for people who are listening to this, they're watching me, Vinny Paulino, and producer Chris all in my studio watching Rob with Ray DeVito. And check this out.
I'm sure she would love for a guy like me to pay attention to her, but she can only find dweeby little losers that have no friends except internet buddies.
Is that the only time, or does he keep talking about you?
He just plays the clip and just talks about the kid thing.
Well, I'm sure you're not happy about doing that.
Not really, yeah. Yeah, Carl is just a world-class fucking dork and loser. That's one thing me and Chad Zuma can agree on. He's just the big.
Listen to John's speaking voice. 4 years ago, he sounded normal. And like the culmination of 30 years of all of this in the last 4 years has really taken a toll.
Is dork and dweeb and just thinks he's so cool because Anthony Cumia does his show and just has no friend.
He told Howard 35 years ago he had a doctor's appointment and they did cardio and they did a stress test. He has a bad wire. So stupid. He has a bad wire in his heart. It's clogged. 35 years ago. He's done nothing about it but drink and eat chicken wings and 7-Eleven fast food. That'll fix it.
And just sits on the internet all day pretending he's got buddies and sits with that fucking old shriveled up hag, Jenny Jingles. Jenny Jingles.
Sounds like John, except he doesn't have a wife.
What a fucking disgusting, gross specimen.
Good stuff, Rob. He just saw me with two of my friends in my studio. I'm the only guy in the Dabbleverse who has friends over to their house where they do shows. Nobody else does that. And Rob goes, oh, this guy doesn't even have any friends.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either. It's the worst argument he could have picked. This guy's such a loser. I just watched you give your credit card to your neighbor, because you don't own a car, so that he could go on a run to buy you 3 White Claws and 99-cent shots.
Yeah, and you said that on the air.
And you said it on the air, and you bragged about making $25 in super chats, and you told John how poor you are, and these are private conversations you have with stuttering John Melendez. You got to stop calling other people losers. I agree with Chad Zubak on this. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, the story checks out.
Makes perfect sense to me.
I don't really have I don't like shit talking people for what money they make or what money they don't make.
Sure.
But the angle that I'm taking on this, or what I'm picking up on this, is you hit on it when you said, I called him an incel and said he's never going to get a woman. Okay, so you proved me wrong. Like,
right.
When you're on the internet talking, you get a lot of people talking a lot of shit about you. It's part of it.
Right.
When people call me fat, I have to process that either, am I fat? Yes or no? Okay, yes. Okay, do I like being called fat? If I don't, then do something about it, or brush it off. That's the two things. Yeah. If somebody says, oh, you're an old man living in your mom's basement. Okay, do I live in my mom's basement? No. Therefore, brush it off. Like,
right.
It's easy to process this shit.
That's what I'm trying to say. You can tell when something really affects someone, right, when they keep coming back to it and try to hurl insults back at you they think that are going to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Rob calls everyone a loser because he knows he's a loser.
Sure.
That's why he thinks, like, the things that John does, where he tries to scare us with fake lawsuits, because he's afraid of lawsuits.
The thing that stands out to me is that name calling, just calling you a dork and a loser over and over doesn't do anything. Your ears might prick up if they were articulate.
Sure.
Any of these guys making an articulate point, you would listen to that.
Of course.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting for once.
But yeah, being an internet personality, you're numb to dork and loser.
Of course I am.
I think
Gay
he was
and
probably
ugly
numb.
and
Hey, whoa.
I think he was numb to dork and loser way before WATP even started.
high school.
No shit. But the reason why I bring up the money thing, Doug, is because I equate loser to a person who can't afford their own fucking life.
Right.
That to me is what like you're losing in life if you can't pay your bills.
Yeah.
You got to get a bus ride to work. You
Literally taking a loss.
Yes, you need your neighbor to go get you White Claws and cheap shots. That's a loser. That's the definition of it.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you could have been describing me a couple years ago. It's fine. Whatever.